What's going on, y'all? Is the levels good? Y'all know what time it is. LYNX Live. I'm your host, Dame LYNX. Remember, love yourself. No exceptions. And look, I'm back with another hot episode of LYNX Live. And guess what? We kicking off Gemini season. You know what the day is? My birthday coming up. So, of course, y'all know I had to hop on, to kick off the Gemini season to get my birthday started right. And there's no better way than I could think of celebrating the beginning of my season without coming and kicking with my people. So, we got to get into some shit, right? Look, we always going to keep it PC over here at LYNX Live. We're going to get into some reality, too. But before we get into music bites, make sure you run on over to SoundCloud, run over to YouTube, type in DAMELYNX, and make sure you hit subscribe so you can keep up with everything I got going on SoundCloud, all of the mixes that I'm dropping, all of my YouTube content, and share it with some people. And while you're at it, if you're over there on SoundCloud, all you artists, DJs, producers, and those of you who want to get your music out there heard, I am giving you a free month of SoundCloud Artist Pro. Now, for those of you who don't know what SoundCloud Artist Pro is, it is the paid subscription way through SoundCloud to get your music heard by so much more people, reach much more people. You can keep it with your insights, your stats, you get mixing and mastering and all that stuff. So I'm giving you a month of free to try it out. All you artists out there, make sure you check out the link in my bio, use my code, so you can get you a free month of SoundCloud Pro. Now look, LYNX Live, I'm ready to have some fun with y'all tonight. Like I said, it's Gemini season. I am kicking off my birthday with you guys. The music is trickling in. I'm excited for quarter 3. Quarter 2 has given me a lot of what I needed. We got Chris Brown, we got Iceman. We're gonna be talking about that in a few, for real. I've been hanging out around the DMV. It's my favorite time of year. You guys know I love this time of year up here. It's what tricked me into even moving up here. The warm weather is finally hot. It's about 90 something this week. And I've been checking out, a few of the sites. I went to Amapiano Sunday's kickoff at the Bullpen. Y'all know that's always a good time for me. Also been getting into my art and museum bag, having a little dates at the museum. We went to the Planet Word Museum down in DC, which is a really interesting exhibit if you guys are into words and writing, and it's just something fun to take your family to. So I really did like the Planet Word Museum. And then also over there in Alexandria, I went to the Torpedo Factory Art Gallery, where you get to check out a lot of unique art for the area. A lot of local artists are there selling their pieces. So that was a vibe. So far so good for the spring. Rolling right into the summer. Now, let's get into music bites. Let's talk about a lot of these new releases. So we've got a lot of stuff that's popped out the last couple weeks, and we've got some people announcing their release dates. So Kalani gave us her self-titled project, really strong project from Kalani. Durand gave us Bernard, really solid project from him. We got the Chris Brown album that dropped, another strong project. We got our Drake Iceman trilogy. We'll be talking about that. And some upcoming releases for the quarter. My girl Tyla, I love Tyla. She's going to be dropping her next project, A-Pop, in June. Y'all know how much I love me some Tyla. And Ira Star also is dropping in August. So I'm excited for quarter 3, quarter 2, quarter 1 have been off to really great starts when it comes to the music. So let me know what you guys think. What are you guys listening to? Now, speaking of Tyla, Tyla's been in the fire lately. She mentioned a little run-in that she had with Rihanna at the Met Gala. I don't know. I don't know if she was trying to take a shot or what it was, but basically she said that she ran into Rihanna at the Met Gala, the last couple years, and Rihanna wasn't the warmest to her and kind of, spoke to her really quick and ran off, and it kind of sparked a little bit more of that whole Tyla is the new Rihanna conversation, and making it seem as if Rihanna was being shady with Tyla because of those comparisons. I don't know. But then Rihanna announced that she's going to be on Ira Starr's project, or she's trying to be on it. So I don't know if she picked a side there. I don't know. I don't even know why Tyla chose to like mention the whole situation with Rihanna. Just because as a new artist, when you are kind of just saying things and, you know, you may mean no harm, but people will find any reason to like twist their words up. So anyway, loves to all the island girls. I do like Tyla. We're going to be looking for her A-pop album. You know, I love the first album. That's still in my rotation. And Push to Start. So, all right. Now, I know we talked about last time the nominees for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Now, guess what? Our girl Sade, she is being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year. And this couldn't come at a better time for me. I mean, towards the end of the year last year, I fell into like this deep Sade bag, and it was the most soothing, like grown man self-care soundtrack I didn't know I needed. Like, I don't know. I just all of a sudden just fell back in love with Sade. Like, there's something about her voice that just feels like warm light on a cold day. Like, she's singing directly to your nervous system. She's just so soothing. So just seeing the love she's getting now and getting inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is just exciting for me right now, along with many others, but Sade's the only one I care about, so I love me some Sade. What's your favorite Sade records? Drop them down in the comments. All right, so our girls JT and Young Miami, they're dropping new music, but not together. You know, they have both been back outside dropping singles. JT is moving into her alt rap girl bag with the song Numb. And I can see that for her. As long as she keeps working at that sound and continues to like take her craft seriously. You know, JT works really, really hard. So I'm interested to see JT blow up in that space that she wants to be in, of that alternative rap type situation. And then we got Young Miami. She's back outside, and Young Miami did the same thing. She stuck to what she know, but she's given us a couple bops. She's back in her bag. She's back in her pocket. Very Trina inspired to me. So shout out to Young Miami. You know, I'm glad to see that she's recovered. She told y'all left her for dead when the whole situation with Diddy happened. And, you know, our girl went through a rough period, but, you know, it's always City Girls for me, you know, so we support JT, we support Young Miami, we support them both, whether they together or they solo, you know, because like they say, it's always City Girl shit, even when you think it ain't City Girl shit. So shout out to JT and Young Miami, two hot records. Young Miami Spin That is really going to be taking over the summer. Like, it's just, it's a vibe. It's a funny little song. All right, so in other rap girl news, our girl Ice Spice now, some little girl ran up on Ice Spice while she was sitting at McDonald's eating a cheeseburger, and they slapped her in the face. I don't understand what that was about. It was the most random thing I ever saw. But the next week, Ice Spice dropped a new Wendy's commercial. So rumor is they was setting her up because they knew that she was going to be working with the ops. You know, Wendy's is kind of messy, so I don't know. Anyway, that was crazy, though. Ice Spice was literally chilling in McDonald's with her homegirl. Some random person ran up and slapped her in the face as she was sitting there eating. And then, I don't know. I don't know what that was about. But anyway. Usher, Raymond, and Chris Brown are going on tour. Now, get your money ready. I'm sure it's already sold out. But, ladies, get your good panties ready. I know y'all gonna be throwing them on the stage. Usher and Chris Brown are going on a joint tour. They're calling it the R&B tour. I'm definitely excited for this. You know, the Usher, the legend, Chris Brown, the icon, and just to see them out on tour together. I hope the way that they do the set list, they kind of like mix in and out. I like when people do the joint tours where it's not an opener and a closer. Kind of like with what Brandy and Monica did, where they switched and came together, because Usher and Chris Brown have records they can perform together. And I think it's going to be a great show. They're both great performers. They're both super strong performers. Usher's Rendezvous in Paris tour, I watched that live DVD. Well, it's not a DVD anymore. But anyway, I watched the live performance of Usher's Rendezvous in Paris, and it was amazing. You know, Usher had a great Vegas residency. Chris Brown, for the last couple years, has been on just a tour streak. He went on the 11/11 tour. Then right after that came with the Breezy Bowl. So, I don't know. This is going to be exciting. I know y'all ready for it. Chris Brown just dropped another album, Brown. After dropping 11/11 in 2023, he's back again with his latest release, Brown. It's been met with mixed reviews. A lot of people have a lot to say. People have a lot of opinions about music these days. It is a very long album. What I'm not understanding is that people not catching on to the fact that Chris Brown has been doing these super long albums for a long time. Typically, majority of the music is of quality. I will say, upon first listen of Brown, I didn't really hear any standout records. I really like the intro, though. I think the intro sets the tone because Chris Brown is making music for his dedicated fan base. Chris Brown has a dedicated fan base. That's why he's still able to sell out arenas and make great music and put out all this music. People that are into Chris Brown, that love Chris Brown, they like the long records. You know what I'm saying? Pitchfork gave the album like a 1.9, which is like crazy to me because Chris Brown is not capable of making anything that's a 1.9. The album was a very solid album. I enjoyed listening to it. I did not skip anything. I do want to sit with it a little longer. You know, for artists that I really, really like, I like to sit with the project before just giving my opinion on it. But I mean, Chris Brown is not capable of making a bad album. So I really like the Brown record. You know what I'm saying? And also, you can't really trust Pitchfork. I mean, they rated Ice Spice's album really high, like a 7. So, or like a 6.5 or something like that. And they giving Chris Brown a 1.9. So, anyway. Quavo and Offset are potentially reuniting due to music. Quavo and Offset are reuniting. They're going to be doing some music to commemorate Takeoff. This is major for me. You know, the Migos is one of my favorite rap groups. Probably my favorite rap group. Next to Outkast, of course. I think that's a given. But I'm glad to see these two back together. You know, Quavo and Offset fell out a few years ago. We're still not really sure why. You know, allegedly, I'm going to leave the rumors where they're at. Anyway, we are glad to see Quavo and Offset back together. I'm excited to hear new music from them. You know, Takeoff passed away in 2022. He was murdered, which was just so random and just it hit me hard because I really do love the Migos. So I'm interested to hear what they're going to be coming out with now. And then our boy Drake. Now, Drake has been teasing Iceman ever since getting defeated by Kendrick Lamar in the infamous battle last year. And we finally got the Iceman record. But in addition to the Iceman album, we got 2 additional albums. So Drake gave us 3 projects. I've had a chance to listen to all 3. It's a lot of music to take in. I don't have that much time. Now, what I do like about the Iceman rollout, so Drake did a good job with the rollout. He's been teasing it for a while, not really letting us know what the release date was. Then he, in Toronto, in the center of Toronto, put blocks of ice in the middle, and so many fans came to break through the ice because the release date for Iceman was hidden within the ice. Genius rollout. Then the night of, we got a live stream from YouTube of Drake, which was basically all the videos that he shot for the 3 projects. So the projects are Maid of Honor, Iceman, and Habibi. Habibi, Iceman, Maid of Honor. The initial spell out H-I-M, which is him. And I think that at this point, even with Chris Brown and also with Drake, if you weren't a fan before, anything that these artists put out now is not going to make you a fan. What Drake did with these 3 projects was he gave you rap Drake, he gave you R&B Drake, and he gave you dance Drake. And so far, I really like what I'm hearing. You know, I listened to Iceman first because when the 3 projects came out, I wasn't sure like in what order we were supposed to be listening to them. So I just stuck with Iceman because listening and watching the videos over and over again made me like the project so much more. So by the time I got into Iceman, I already knew a lot of the records. I listened to that a couple times, and I listened to the other two. And I mean, Drake is another one. I mean, you guys know Drake is my brother. That's my favorite male rapper. So I like what I'm hearing. Shout out to Drake. He gave us some solid energy, and I think that if once I sit with it for a while, I mean, it's only been out for less than a week. It just came out last Thursday, and that's a lot of music to take in. I'm noticing that now I don't get to listen to as much music because I don't have a commute anymore. Because that's when I used to listen to a lot of my music. So, but I'm sitting with the Drake projects. You know, it's OVO for me always. And, anyway, hold on. So in other news, all right, hold on. All right, in other news, you know, everybody's breaking up, child. Well, me and mine, we good. But, you know, I know I'm sure y'all done heard by now, Meg and Clay done broke up. Meg done quit her job on Broadway. She's so heartbroken. You know what I mean? Then we got Cardi B and Stephon Diggs. They outside in Maryland, like right down the street from me, arguing in the street. And then the rumor is Nicki Minaj done kicked Kenneth out the house too. So it's a lot going on in these relationships. It's getting hot outside. So if you see somebody trying to act a fool, you know what's going on. All right, look, that's going to be it for Music Bites. We're going to get into some more music, and we'll be right back with some reality. So grab your drinks.